Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another Planty video. So today we are going to be doing a repot with me, a chatty repot with me, where I'm going to be answering your questions that a whole bunch of you guys submitted on Instagram. So thank you so much to everyone who submitted a question. I got so many, so I'm going to be choosing some of them and answering them while we repot these plants. I haven't done like a sit down formal. It's not formal at all. It's super casual. But I have not like sit down at the table and just potted some plants and chatted with you guys. I feel like I used to do these videos all the time and I kind of miss doing them. So here we are. I have got my cup of Earl Grey tea made. Very excited to drink that. So before we start, I'm going to talk about the plants that I'm going to be repotting in this video. So the first one, I have been dying to pot this plant up. This is a bunch of cuttings that was gifted to me, and this is a Begonia thurstonii. I'll have the names on the screen, but I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it. That's how I have been pronouncing it. Anyways, it's like a dark foliage begonia, as you can see. It has really cool, like shiny, okay, where's my favorite one? I think this is my favorite leaf that it's given because it just looks like so smooth. Like the texture of this is just like so smooth and shiny. The front of these leaves actually kind of reminds me of my SP Silver philodendron. Like, I don't know, just like the texture of it. Anyways, I really like this leaf. And then the backs are a dark red, and they actually have fuzzy petioles as well. So yeah, this thing has just been rooting in water for a long time now. And it's grown a lot, so I have a feeling that this thing is gonna grow like a beast. I really need to get my butt to the store and pick up some trellises and some bamboo stakes. I need terracotta pots. I'm running out of pots like crazy. These are my last 2 terracotta pots. I don't know like what's going on lately. I guess I've just had so many small plants or like cuttings that I've been potting up that just all my pots are getting used up. But yeah, I'm going to be potting the begonia into this gray pot here in a nursery pot. And then next, I'm also so excited to finally be repotting this plant. So this is my beloved calathea warscewiczii, or jungle velvet calathea. It really is so soft. I just love this. This is my favorite calathea of all time. I've talked about it before. Mine completely rotted and died back, and then I grew it back from pretty much nothing. And this is where we're at right now. We have 8 leaves, I believe. Yeah, 8 leaves on this now. And it's just in this little nursery pot. I see little roots poking out the bottom, so I'm going to be upgrading to this 4-inch nursery pot. And then it's going to be going in this stone planter. And I think that this is such a nice combo. The store had like light gray versions of this, and I'm really glad I went with the dark one. I just think that this is going to look so good. And then next we have a couple of peperomia, which I'm very curious to just like see how these are going to grow for me because I've never really had peperomia before. Well, the only one that I have had was the watermelon peperomia, which was like one of the hardest houseplants I've ever grown before. I actually got a question regarding them in the questions, so maybe I'll get to that in this video. But yeah, so I have a peperomia hope, which is this round leaf one. It's really cute, and I'm actually really excited to try this one out because a lot of people have commented and told me that they think I would like this plant. So I'm gonna pot up these cuttings. Hopefully it'll do well. There's like several cuttings of each peperomia in here, which is nice. And then the other one is the parallel peperomia, which is this stripy one right here. This is actually really cute, and I really like the red like stems on this. I was actually really surprised when I opened this plant because I'd never seen it in person before, and it was just like more striking than I expected. It's really pretty. So I can't even really see in this jar, but I'm assuming that these are all rooted up because they've been in here for honestly probably a couple of months now. So yeah, leave your peperomia tips for me down below because I am a peperomia noob. I am like peperomia curious now. One that I actually considered buying a little while ago is the peperomia prostrata, the string of turtles. I think that those are so cute, especially when people have like a really full pot of them trailing down. I love the way that looks, so maybe a plant I would try out in the future. But yeah, we'll see how these ones go first. And then those 2 peperomia are just going to be going into the terracotta pots. I have my potting mat, I have my potting mix, which is sadly just my DIY mix. I'm all out of the Crystal Star tropical mix, which I'm like having to restrain myself from buying 10 more bags of that because I'm obsessed. That potting mix is so good. I'll put it on the screen, but I posted a picture the other day of what my anthurium, I potted them in this mix like a month ago and they love it so much. They're already like completely rooted, like they love the chunkiness of it. So yeah, I've been loving that, but I'm just using my DIY mix today. I have my Myco, which I'm going to try to remember to put into each of these plants. And I have my questions. So like I said, there was a lot of them. So if I don't get to your question, I'm so sorry. I do actually have a lot of plants to repot right now and a lot that I'm hoping to repot before the fall. So once I get more pots, I can do another video like this and then maybe I'll answer the rest of the questions that I don't get to today. Okay, so I guess I'm going to start with the Begonia. In this pot, I'm going to take off the sticker. I guess I don't really need to, it's going to be covered, but whatever, I'm going to take it off anyways. The first question is, do you still like plants? Oh yeah, and these questions are both planty and personal, so there's just a mixture in here. Do you still like plants? It seems many people are over them. Yes, I still like plants. Of course I still like plants. I feel like multiple things have happened. Like I feel like a lot of people, plants were just kind of like a passing hobby. I don't want to say like a phase, but you know, with all things trendy, like some people are gonna hop on board and then like hop off board again. And plants were like majorly trending in 2020 and into 2021. If you look at like the Google Trends thing, it's just like crazy to see how it just shot up. So yeah, I think some people are just like over the trend, and it's also a hobby that you actually have to put time and effort and money into, like, but time and energy for sure to keep up with your houseplants, and some people just like are not going to want to stick with that, which is totally fine. Like, I mean, no shade to people who aren't into houseplants anymore. I think it's way better to like just move on and not be into them anymore rather than like forcing yourself to participate in something that doesn't bring you joy, you know? Another thing that I think is happening, look at me, just like I'm going to spend 10 minutes answering each question. We're hardly going to get through any of them. But another thing that I think is happening is that people built up such large collections in 2020 that they're now like just trying to downsize, get rid of plants. So that just kind of like changes the dynamic of the market, where plants were like so in demand and people were so excited about getting new plants. So I think that that's been going on. Anyways, none of these things I'm saying are even answering the question, which was, do I still like plants? And yes, of course I do. I was actually just watching Becca's video. She did like a plant chores Q&A video, and she got the same question if she still likes plants, and she's talking about how her relationship with plants is just different than what it was before, and I feel like she gave a really raw and honest answer, and I just really liked the way that she answered this question, and that really resonated with me, and I really just like feel the same as her. Like, I don't feel the same about my plants as I did when I first got into the hobby. That was like a very intense feeling, but I still love my plants a lot. They bring me so much joy. It's just like the balance of not getting burned out and overwhelmed, you know? Which I've talked about a lot in the past, and I'm probably going to be, actually I have a whole list of plants that I'm going to be getting rid of again here soon, because yeah, you just need to keep your collection manageable, right? Okay, I like this one. Have you adjusted to life without a dishwasher? And the answer is yes, I have. I feel like no dishwasher life works really well for me, just living alone, because when you're just one person having a dishwasher, it's almost a pain in the butt, because you either have to run it when it's not full and that feels like a waste, or you have to wait until it's full and then you're like running out of all your dishes in your cupboards and stuff. So I think that it works really well for me. I try to just like do my dish. I mean, I'm literally looking at my counter right now and it's full of dishes, but I try. I try. When I like have my shit together, I try to just do my dishes as soon as I'm done with them and just like stay on top of it. But yeah. Doing dishes is kind of meditative too. Like some things, some like mundane things like that, I find meditative. Another one is chopping vegetables. Like when I have a bunch of like prep to do where I'm chopping veggies or fruit, like it's almost like we've lost a lot of those mundane moments in our lives where we're just like focusing on one task. Like when I'm doing things like that, I can't be scrolling on my phone or doing other things. So honestly, I feel like it's really good for me. Oh my gosh, look at these roots. Look at, oh my gosh. Oh, this, okay. Can you see the roots? They're dripping, so I don't want to get them on my carpet, but oh my gosh, here, I'll do this. I need to get up and change my battery anyways. Oh, wow. Yeah, obviously very well rooted. I feel like I'm gonna have to like, is this even gonna fit in here? Is it gonna be too, we're gonna have to make it fit. We're gonna have to make it fit. Okay. Okay, current top wish list plants. I am gonna say, I mean, there's a couple that I have been eyeing recently. Not that I'm gonna like get, but just ones that I've been like, wow, that's really nice. I would like to have that one day. One of them is the Hoya New Guinea Ghost. I really like that. Of course, like silvery Hoya. I'm like, basically any silver Hoya right now I'm just in love with. The Hoya Croniana, like the one that's the super silver, the one that's like basically entirely silver, I'm obsessed with that as well. And then another Hoya that I really want is the Hoya Argentea Princess, I think it's called. That one is so pretty, like, oh my goodness. That's like outrageously, oh my gosh, the roots, I don't want to rip them, but they're really, that one is outrageously expensive right now, but oh my goodness, is it ever pretty? I really love that. Okay, I'm gonna have to dig a little hole here. This is a tall gal. Actually, this would look better on this side, wouldn't it? So I love, like, yeah, those silvery Hoya. I don't have a Hoya that's like entirely silver, so I really want one that's like entirely has a silver tone to it, not just like splashes, you know what I mean? And then another plant that I am obsessed with that one of my friends, Ashley, has is the Philodendron squamicule. I don't know if that's how you say that. Philodendron squamicule blood, or like the one that's really dark and has the red undersides. That plant is like perfection, so pretty. I have no idea where I would even be able to get one or like get my hands on one of those, but literally so gorgeous. Yeah, basically everything I love in a philodendron is in that plant. So those are a few that I think are very, very nice plants. Oh, and I've been wanting the soderoy for a while now. I'm obsessed with that. I really want one. Oh my gosh, someone in my area was selling one the other day. Just like a baby one for really cheap too, and I just don't have the space, which really freaking sucks because that's a plant that I really want. And I am gonna get one day when I have the space. I just feel like I can't really, I mean, Hoyas, maybe that's why I'm gravitating to like having Hoyas on my wish list more these days, because I can actually accommodate like a small Hoya. But for philodendron, I just feel like I'm pretty much full up, because I love like having them on poles and I want them to grow to reach their like full potential, you know? So you need like quite a bit of room to grow those types of plants. This one's kind of related. You keep talking about when you move, are you buying soon? And I've noticed that too, that I keep saying that because I'm just like dreaming of when I am living in a house and when I have a yard and can garden and just like be able to fit all of my plants comfortably in my home, because I feel like within the past few months I've really been starting to feel cramped here, which is fine, like I can make it work. But to answer the question, no, I don't have any plans right now. Like I'm not looking at homes or anything. The market is still too expensive here right now. And yeah, I'm just not in the position to be doing that right now, here at least. There is the potential that something could be happening within like the next year, but I'm not in the place right now to be talking about that because I just like don't have any information, and yeah. I'm not going to talk about anything or things until I like know for sure what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, whenever I say things like that, it's not, I don't have any like plans, I just am like literally just dreaming of when I am going to have more space. Okay, I'm surprised that all of these cuttings are actually standing up in here. Alright, I'm gonna add, oh boy. This one doesn't want to stand. Let's put him... Okay, I'll hold on to these two, but let me pick another question. Oh shoot, I need to put that Myco in. How did Olive get her name? What a cute question. So Olive actually got her name, it's kind of random. So I knew I was going to be getting Olive, but I didn't have a name picked out, so I was kind of like, I don't know, had a few names I was thinking of, but I wasn't really like attached to one yet. And this was like 9 years ago. And then almost exactly, it was this month 9 years ago that I adopted Olive, which is so cute. But I was randomly watching the movie Easy A one day, and the main character, Emma Stone's character in that movie, is named Olive. And I had never heard that name before, which is like ironic because now there's a lot of other dogs named Olive, and it's like a more common dog name, but I had never heard of like any dog being named that or like any person being named that before, and I just thought it was like such a cute name. So as soon as I was watching that movie and I heard that name, it just like dawned on me. I was like, wait, that's like the perfect name. So that's how I chose it. It's from the movie Easy A. Next question is, any spooky merch coming? Good question. Good question. I don't have anything planned, no, but I feel like the merch that I have is like spooky themed. So if you want like, you know, something like spooky or on theme to wear for the fall, I mean, I wear it all year round, obviously. But basically, it's the perfect time if you have been wanting to pick up my merch because it is like perfect for the spooky season. I know I'm going to be wearing it a lot in the fall, especially the sweatshirt. Last year I launched the spooky repot shirts, which are really cute. I can't wait to wear that. I've been wearing that like all summer still too, but I might relaunch those shirts when I start that series up again. I'm not sure yet. But if any of y'all have any ideas of like merch you would like me to make, let me know in the comments. Next question. Have you been gifted plants you don't really want? Yeah, of course. Like, I feel like a lot of plant people just like want to give you plants, and I feel like that happens to a lot of us. Like, one that I can think of right off the bat is my spiky aloe. Like, I would probably not have that plant still if it wasn't a gift and if it didn't have like sentimental meaning to me. I kept this like moon, you know those moon grafted cactus? You would have seen this plant if you watched my like cactus and succulent collection from like a couple years ago, but I had this moon grafted cactus too for a long time that I just like held on to because it was from an ex and it was like sentimental to me, and then finally I was just like, I really like don't want this thing, so I got rid of it. But things like that, like if it's sentimental, I'll keep it, and if it's not really, then I'll just get rid of it. But I feel like it doesn't really happen to me that often. Like, people give me plants that I probably wouldn't choose for myself, but I don't think I've ever like been gifted something that I'm like, oh, like I hate that plant. Like, it's not like on my like plants I just like video list or anything, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the tea on that. Okay, this guy's pretty much potted up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I need to get a trellis stat so I can stake her because she is crazy, but she's gonna be so much happier in potting mix now. The poor thing has just been in water. I can't wait to see the leaves that she gives me once she's like all happy and like fertilized and living her best life in here. Again, another plant perfect for spooky season. Speaking of spooky season, oh yeah, put the Myco. Oh my gosh, I thought I forgot. Speaking of spooky season, I think that I got a question that was asking what I'm most looking forward to. Where is it? Okay, I don't know where it is, but I swear that there was a question asking what I'm most excited for in spooky season. So I wanted to answer that. And what I'm most... Oh yeah, we didn't even put her in her proper pot. Oh my gosh. Look at her. Oh, this looks so good. So this is like the same pot, obviously different color and a different size as the one my Monstera albo is potted in. My albo is in like a light blue version of this, which I'm so obsessed with because I'm very into blue, like I've been saying. But I just got this like taupey color for this one, and I really like this. And it's just so easy having the nursery pot in there. Okay, I have a pet peeve lately, speaking of this. I feel like whenever I find a cute pot at a store and it's like a cover pot like this, like no drainage hole or anything, like you need to have a nursery pot in it, I feel like whenever I find a pot like that, there's no nursery pot that fits in there. Like why don't they make them so that it coincides with like the nursery pot sizes? You know what I mean? Because for these ones, I walk around the store and I make sure that a nursery pot is gonna fit in there, because if I buy it and I take it home and it just doesn't fit, that's so annoying. But that's been happening to me so much lately, where I just like cannot find a nursery pot to fit in the cover pot. Like, what the heck? Oh yeah, spooky season. Okay, let's start on my calathea. What I am most looking forward to in spooky season is just like the coziness, I guess. Like being able to just curl up in a blanket and watch a spooky movie with a warm drink, and the like fall themed things. Like I really want to go to, oh, the roots look nice on this. I really want to go to a pumpkin patch and, you know, carve a pumpkin and do stuff, just like the typical fall things. I didn't really get to do much last year, I feel like I didn't do a pumpkin patch or anything like that. Because I was so busy. It was around this time that I moved last year, so I was just like so busy for September, and yeah, I don't know, my spooky season was just like weird last year, so I'm hoping this year to just like be able to enjoy it a little bit more. So I'm really excited to just like, yeah, just be cozy and read books. Like, oh my gosh, I would love to just like on a fall day just like get cozy and read a book. I love when the air gets crisper. It's ironic because the things, oh my gosh, I feel like I soiled my nose. The things that make me excited for fall are also the things that like give me my winter depression. I'm like, oh, I can't wait until it's cooler and rainy and darker and days get shorter, and it's like, why am I so excited for fall, and then winter comes next and it's depression hour? Like, doesn't make any sense, but whatever. For some reason I'm still excited about it. A couple people asked this actually, if I prefer living alone just with Olive or if I prefer living with somebody else. I definitely prefer living alone. I love living alone. Yeah, that's definitely my like favorite thing. I just love being able to like make my house the way that I want it and like not have to worry about other people's, I don't know, schedules and like other people's crap around, and like I just get to like have the space how I want it to be. So yeah, definitely love just living alone with me and Olive. I had another question asking if I would ever live with a roommate, and no, not unless I like absolutely had to for like financial reasons or something. Yeah, I just don't think I would do well in that type of situation. Also, just don't think it would work well for my job, like having to schedule filming around like another person in the house and stuff. I just like, no, I just don't think that would be for me. The stickers on here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a very like loner person for the most part. Like I'm a homebody and I'm usually just like by myself on the day to day. So somebody asked what the best way to propagate corms is. Now I've tried sphagnum moss, water, and perlite, and unsurprisingly my favorite method has been perlite. I recently tried propagating corms in water and it was just a disaster, so I moved them to perlite and they rooted so quickly. I just had a little baby fried egg. I should have taken a picture. I potted it in with my mother fried egg plant, or not fried egg, Michelitiana, whatever, you know what I mean. I potted it into there, but I should have taken a picture of it first because it was like the cutest little leaf. So yeah, perlite. I had it in a little container and then I had another container on top, like a dome, to keep the humidity in, and that's been the best setup I've found so far. It was on a windowsill, south windowsill. That's been the best setup I've found so far for corms. That worked really well. Okay, this one is done too. How cute! Oh my goodness, I love this plant so stinking much. Look how pretty it is. Wow. I hope she gets big. I really hope she gets big. So pretty. It looks so much better in this pot. Next question is, how do you deal with skincare when you're camping for so many days? And I like this question. I take my skincare semi-seriously. Like, I do my skincare almost every day, and I try to keep up with it when I'm camping. When I'm camping just for like a couple of nights, I am really good about doing my skincare. But when I found that I went camping for 5 days, this last camping trip that I had, I really fell off my skincare after the first 2 days. I just like could not be bothered, because normally I'll just heat up some water on the little stove and then like wash my face and everything and do my skincare regimen, which is not extensive by any means, so it's like pretty easy. But yeah, by the, oh my goodness, these roots are kind of small. I hope it's gonna be okay. But by the yeah, by like the 3rd day, I just like stopped washing my face and I didn't wash it for the rest of the trip, which I regretted because my skin broke out after that. But honestly, whatever. I was just like in camping mode and couldn't be bothered. But in an ideal skincare world, I would be doing that, heating up my water on the little stove and like doing my skincare in the morning and at night. Sometimes I don't even heat it. Sometimes I'll just do it cold, but where I live, it gets cold at night, so the mornings and the nights are usually pretty cold, and it's just like nicer to do it with warm water. What plant do you feel like you're falling out of love with? There's definitely one that comes to mind immediately, and that is my Monstera Peru. I was actually thinking about getting rid of it, but I think I'm gonna try growing it a different way before I do that, because I would like to find a way to love this plant. I just like don't really like how it's looking on the pole. This leaf needs to come off. I don't really like how it's looking on the pole, and just like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like how mine is looking right now. So I think I'm gonna try to grow it trailing. Now I've seen a couple of them grown trailing and it looks really nice. Like, I don't know how well mine is gonna do, if it's actually gonna get like nice and like full and bushy, but I'm gonna give it a try. And if that doesn't work, then yeah, I don't know, maybe I will rehome it. I also got a question asking like, do I get too attached to plants to like give them away even if I don't like them, or like is it easy for me to get rid of plants? And honestly, it's so easy for me. Like, if a plant isn't bringing me joy, I'm just like, see ya. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm a little bit attached to that plant because I did grow it back from a wet stick and it took like so long. I was rooting that thing for like a year, so I feel like I put in like a lot of time and effort with that plant, which makes it more sentimental to me. But honestly, if it's like not, if it's not cutting it, then I will just like pass it on to someone. But I am gonna take it off the pole and try it trailing for a while, so we'll see how that goes. If any of you grow your Monstera Peru trailing, let me know. I would love to see photos. Okay, let's get this guy. I think this plant is supposed to be trailing. Peperomia Hope? No? Isn't it? I hope so, because that's how I'm planting it. It's actually looking so cute. Terracotta is a vibe. Okay, look at that. He's living his best life. Look how cute. Okay, he looks a little wild. Let's see if I can untangle him a little. There. Look at that. That looks so much better. I'm gonna water this through really well. The roots were like quite small, but we're just gonna cross our fingers here, because I feel like these have been in water forever. Okay, my camera overheated, so I just watered these guys while I was giving it a few minutes. I'm just gonna put them back in their pots. Also realized that I forgot to put Myco in. I only put it in the first one, of course, in typical fern fashion. So I just sprinkled it in the top of this. I should sprinkle it in the top of this one too. I've been told that you can do it this way too, and then it'll just kind of get like watered in, so I'm gonna just give it a little try. So we only have one more left to go, the parallel peperomia, and I'm gonna pick a question to answer. What are you reading right now? So right now I'm reading Hidden Bodies, which is the second book in the You series, like the Netflix show You. I read the book You, like the first one, which is really good. So now I'm reading the second one, which not as good. Like I almost considered not finishing it, but I want to finish it. I felt like the first book was really true to like the first, well, it was like very similar, like the plot was pretty much the same as the first season on Netflix. But the second book, it's like super different so far. So I'm like curious to keep reading it because it is different, but I'm also just like not loving it as much as I like the first one. But I think I am still gonna finish it. And then after that I have, I think Beach Read just became available. Like all my library books are becoming available. It's kind of stressful. I need to stop like putting so many on hold. Yeah, Beach Read by Emily Henry is next on my thing. And also The House Across the Lake is coming up, which is supposed to be like a good thriller. I'm really excited to read that one. Yeah, if you are subscribed to my vlog channel, then you know that I've been really into reading this year. Yeah, it's been a really good thing for me. So I've been going through quite a lot of books. I also have Circe. I bought that book, like an actual like physical copy of that. I bought that because so many people recommended it after I talked about how much I like the Song of Achilles. I have not read it yet. Once my library loans are like caught up with, then I'm gonna read that because obviously I just own that one so I can read it whenever I want. But did I put the Maiko or did I forget? Oh my gosh, I was talking and I totally am not sure if I put it or not. I feel like I did, but did I? No, I probably didn't. Shoot. But anyways, yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. And then thoughts on the Lazy Moss Pole. So the Lazy Moss Pole, that style of moss pole is really great. Like I've been using the ones from North Shore Tropicals. I pretty much used those all up and now I have some from Thickly that I need to use. But like the plastic sheet style of moss pole I'm really loving because it holds so much moisture. So yeah, I have not made like the DIY Lazy Moss pole because it just, I don't know, I just don't have the supplies and it just looks like more work than I'm wanting to invest. But the ones that you can buy, I'm like totally 100% on board. So yeah, I've really been liking the ones that I've been using so far, like better than my regular moss poles. I have said in the past that I think that my like DIY hardware mesh ones are going to be better for like really large plants because they're going to offer more stability. But for smaller plants, I think that the plastic sheet style moss pole is going to be really good. I mean, I've just started using them like within the past month, so I will have more thoughts in the future. But yeah, so far really liking like how much moisture they hold on to. Okay, there's that guy. Look at how cute. Oh my gosh, like are you kidding me? That is so cute in terracotta. Look, my rainbows are coming in too. How sweet. Yeah, I love the way that looks in terracotta. There are so many questions that I didn't get to, you guys. Like I wrote all the ones that I wanted to answer out and I did not even get to like, I hardly put a dent in this. So once I have more pots, we'll do more repotting and answering questions. But for now, I am going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. I would love to chat with you. Also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!